Well, hello, and welcome to this week's midweek message. This week, we're going to be focusing on life's challenges. And I know that you know that if you have been alive for more than 20 minutes, you have faced some kind of challenge in your life. Today, we're just going to focus on a few. And the first one, of course, is loss. And loss can come in many shapes and sizes. For instance, some of you expected to be back in your classrooms to study. And of course, that's not going to be happening now until at least the end of the month. So there's the loss of that connection with your friends. There can also be the loss of independence if you are driving yourself to school or walking to school and you've lost that sense of independence. And it can sometimes be the loss of a friendship or the loss of an opportunity, but it's one of life's biggest challenges. And sometimes loss can feel kind of abrupt and sudden and unexpected. And sometimes loss can be anticipated, where we can be warned that something's going to be taken from us or we're going to lose the opportunity. And so we have a little bit of time to adjust. The second challenge that sometimes we face is that of failure, whether it's a bad grade in a class or whether it's failing a driver's test, or sometimes we think of not getting a job as a failure or the loss of a relationship as a failure. But failure really helps us to look at what we've done, the quality of what we've done, the circumstances that we find ourselves in, and we get an opportunity to kind of review the choices and the decisions that we've made. And of course, on the heels of failure, we sometimes don't experience a failure, but we have the challenge of a setback. So things that come up that stall our progress. So we don't get as much accomplished as we wanted to. And I know setbacks happen all the time in my life where I think I'm going to accomplish a whole lot on a given day. And then I don't actually. I mean, I know all the right things to do. I know the things that I should be doing, but for some reason, I just don't get around to it. So setbacks, whether by our own hand or others, can provide learning opportunities for us because we can see if there's any patterns that we're responsible for, and it helps to build resilience. Sometimes one of our challenges is that we get off course. And so we have to kind of come back to our moral compass, to our spiritual compass, to check in with God to see kind of where we got off our path or where we took a wrong turn or how we got going down a road that we really don't belong there. And so when we check in with our moral compass, it's about our values and our beliefs and our faith. And it's a good opportunity for us to pray and meditate and ask God to kind of help us to self-correct some of our behaviors. Another challenge that we can often face is the challenge of fighting the voices in our head, the ones that tell us we're not good enough, the ones that tell us that we should give up and it's not really worth trying. And I know right now, one of the messages that I'm hearing has to do with my lack of motivation. Well, what's the point? Everybody's in lockdown anyway. Why would you bother to start that project? And mastering the stories or the voices in our mind can be the most challenging thing that we have to face. And so we talk about the renewing of our mind, and that's to hand over our feelings and our thoughts to God and ask for his support and his help to correct the stories that we're telling ourselves, because it's almost impossible to hide from our thoughts. So the key is to create space for you to connect with God and to experience those moments where he's in control of your thoughts and not you. So those are just a few of some of the challenges that we face as we continue on life's journey. And each of these you may experience at a different time of your life and to different intensities and frequencies. And so when you're facing a challenge, come back to your faith, come back to your Bible and read those verses that bring you strength and encouragement. Remember to pray with due diligence. And oftentimes it's helpful to journal what your prayer life is like and what you're learning from reading the Bible. So when you face life's challenges, just remember you are not alone. And that is a promise that you can live with. Have a great week.